Greetings, people of the world! Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. It is day 54 of 75 for EDSS here in the Realm Reborn, and yesterday we had some very unfortunate news come to our attention. On the way back to the Waking Sands, we discovered that many of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn were slaughtered after a surprise attack by the Garlean Empire, and Lady Minfilia was taken prisoner as well. So, as a result, we've been forced to take refuge here in Eastern Thanalan at Camp Drybone, where we've been taking care of a number of tasks for the parishioners and the priests and sisters of Saint Adama Landama. So we're going to continue those today. Yes, at the end of yesterday we helped out Baron over here, one of the brothers of the parish here. So we're going to help him again with his next challenge, because we're just going to keep on going with it in order to build up our experience, because this is going to be very important for when we get on to the later challenges. So he has a level 35 challenge for us entitled Scent of Cinnamon. There is an air of mystery about Brother Baron. He would bid you help him with a gift. So generous is Father Iliud to so many. He feeds, clothes, and physics them tirelessly, yet he has none to do for him what he does for others. I would show him my appreciation with a special gift, but sadly, my meager purse is not enough. Will you speak to the other brothers and sisters, and see whether they too feel as I do? I have made arrangements with Elmegard, who runs a concern at Camp Drybone. If you are successful in raising the funds, will you deliver the guild to her? Well, let's see. Well, they do say a sack of gil from two other people, Esmur and Zoru. One of them is here in the church. Esmur has one, apparently. Be silent and take my gil. Pray forgive my outburst, good sir. It is only that I owe Father Iliud my life and an opportunity to give him something. No matter how small, sets my spirit afire. Well, there's one. And so now, sorry for stepping onto the pews. That's very disrespectful in a church. So now we want to go, I guess, over to Zoru, who I'm going to guess, yeah, is probably going to be right within the confines of Camp Drybone itself, maybe? Or it could also be in the cemetery itself. Let's see if we can... where are you? Where are you, Zozoru? Didn't see an icon to indicate where you are. I must have walked by you or something, because I didn't see your icon anywhere. Unless you're... You may be actually within the town itself, in a building or something, but I'm not so sure. I want to zoom in a bit, because yes, something's not adding up here. I'm gonna check in the town to see if I'm right on that, and if not, we'll just go back and try and figure this out. But yeah, it is looking this way. If we come in here, we might find the man we're looking for, or the lady we're looking for. Ah, Bullseye, Zozoru. Yeah, and I had a feeling you'd be a Lalafell too. A gift for Father Iliud? Of course! It does not take thought to see the good in him. It warms my heart that Brother Baron would go to such trouble. Thank you both for your efforts. So with that taken care of, we want to now give the collected guild to Elmegard. Whoever this person may be. Are they outside the building? They could be in the next building over. Yes, Elmegard. Greetings, Edie. Brother Baron said you might be coming by. A gift for Father Iliud, he said. Yes, 2 sacks of gil to try and pay for such a gift. The good father must be a man much beloved from the weight of these sacks. I have given this matter much thought. A consignment of high-quality spices arrived just this day. Mayhaps cinnamon cookies would suit. I have received many a kind word from my customers about my cookies, if I may say so. I have also observed the good father linger at my store whenever a fresh batch was to be smelt coming out of the oven, but the only times he spent his gil on cookies and cakes, it was for the children of lost hope. Well, perhaps this time the good father is willing to accept the gifts on behalf of the brothers and sisters who pledged their service to him. We will soon find out if this indeed holds true. So, let's go back over to Saint Adama Landama and see if this gift is indeed well received by Father Iliud. It won't take that long to get back over to Saint Adama Landama. In fact, it doesn't take me that long at all because it's so short. I don't even need to summon my Chocobo for this. So, let's go back over into Saint Adama Landama and present the gift to Father Iliud. Good day to you, Edie. What brings you to this place? Well, some cookies from your friends. Wait, what? How? Cinnamon cookies by Thal. A gift, you say, from Brother Baron, Brother Esmore, and Sister Zozoru? How kind they are. I could tell them there was no need, but our order teaches us to see a need, despite the needy's disavowals. I shall thank them from my heart. I had a son, and through his happy marriage a daughter. Well matched they were, and well met. Their house smelt of good things like this, and there was always an open peg for my cloak, and a tall glass of mint tea. When they died, well, probably brings up too many emotions. His children must have perished within the calamity, I'm guessing. Brother Baron? Was Father Iliud pleased? Oh, that is good, and I believe it does his heart good to give word to his sorrows. That is what we tell the bereaved in the lich yards, that grief must be both shrieked and spoken. I had heard that Father Iliud had suffered a great loss in the calamity, yet his heart grows as large as a palace, and scores dwell there in the haven he makes of it. Would that some day I am half the man he is. And so, we get the experience and the gil. So we have no further business with Brother Baron. Maybe, who else could we take? Because, yeah, there are two mandatories in here. Let me just assess who has the greater need, because, yes, well, we have dealt with Sister Ariel before, but her quest is of a lower level. Two tasks over here, too. Yeah, I think that leads me to want to go speak with Wandrek first. Yeah, because he has a level 35 challenge entitled Mr. Slipshod and Miss Uptight. Wandrek is a breath of fresh air in this house of tears and melancholy. Very angry air. She needs you to find someone, and quick.
Where is that turnip head? We have already waited some hours for my cousin, and he still dallies don't know where. He is ever late. I do not understand why he can simply not depart early. Still, I confess I am fond of the fool. I would go look for him, but his route wins close to the Halatali training grounds, and they say 'tis a rump of beasts there. Beasts of the most dangerous kind. You are an adventurer, and surely this is the sort of thing that... Oh, I know it. Oh, I don't know, makes your blood sing, heart boil, or some such piffle. Will you look for my feckless cousin?
Yeah, I believe I can. I'll find a slipshod wayfarer, and she said he would be near Halatali, and there is his icon right there, or rather, the red circle to which he is currently situated. So, with that in mind, let's now make a mad dash over to Halatali, because apparently this is where we are going to find the individual in question. So, we'll take our Chocobo, because that is the fastest mode of transportation to get to Halatali, especially considering its close proximity to Camp Drybone. So we'll make a run past the Tuco-Tucos. Yeah, I usually don't get much of a look at the Tuco-Tucos because of the fact that I usually run by them in the dark. But yeah, they do kind of have a look of a hedgehog about them, don't they? If you were noticing them as I passed them by. Alright, so let's bring out my... Since battle will be required, let's summon my Chocobo so that he can get some experience points. And then breach the perimeter. And take on these two Amal... Well, they're not Amalja, but they're certainly big enough and strong enough to pass for Amalja. But yeah, these are like giant ghosts of heavy armored ghosts, by the looks of it. And so far, we are holding our own against these freaks of nature, and I am pressing my buttons incorrectly. I am pressing my buttons in the incorrect sequence, and that slows things down, which is never good, especially when in a battle you're trying to keep someone alive at all costs. Any and all costs to protect a wayfarer who has gone off the beaten tracks, as it were, and crossed paths with two massive suits of heavy armor. So now that he is safe, let's go ahead and talk to him. Give him the assistance he requires.
Thank you, and thank you thrice. Saw those rather nasty brutes coming and thought, well, nothing really much beyond... Ah! They really should take old Holotolly down. The place has absolutely gone to pot. Oh, and look at the time. Mustn't keep the burial waiting too much longer. I suppose my cousin Fwandrek, she of the overtied corset, is none too pleased.
Oh, you can say that again. So, back over to the burial sites and the graveyard over at Camp Drybone. Yeah, we're able to save a poor distressed man from ending up being part of the burial ceremony that his cousin was supposed to be a part of. Yeah, because I doubt she would want to bury two people and not just one on this day. On this day 54 of 75 for EDSS in the realm Reborn. So yeah, we're gonna chase after someone riding a unicorn, apparently. Yeah, I'd like to know where the heck you would get a unicorn from. I imagine it would not be easy and you would have to do a lot of things out of your way in order to acquire one. Alright, Fwandrek, is everything satisfactory?
Oh, thank you. He is absolutely incorrigible, but to think we might have had to bury him as well. Then again, that's one burial he wouldn't have been late for. There's a thought.
Well, with that, we complete the challenge. Can't take this, because it's less than what I currently have, so 2,500 gil in my bank. Alright, so now we're going to move on to take the two mandatory quests. I want to start with Edouard's first because Brother Marquez's mandatory quest will actually advance the plot. So let's take Edouard's challenge. Level 35, entitled With a Little Elbow Grease. Edouard appears to be toying with a defective device of some sort.
Ah, just my luck. I scavenged this here oven, thinking I could use it to make myself hot meals. But it looks to be in a bad way. Lots of dents, a few holes even. Hey, you're pretty well traveled, ain't you? Never seen one of these before. Or better yet, know how to fix it? No? Ah. Wait, I know who we ought to ask. Mind showing this oven to Marquez for me? He repaired a clockwork toy I found once, so maybe he can do something with it.
Well, I believe we can accommodate you, because of course, Marquez is right over here.
Is there something I can do for you?
Well, how about this broken alembic?
This is an alchemist's alembic? You say the boy wishes to use it for cooking?
I suppose it would be possible, were I to make some modifications, but I would need a bronze ornamental hammer to do so. Can you bring me one, Edie? You need to only go so far as Camp Drybone to find a merchant who sells tools. I believe we can accommodate. So deliver a bronze ornamental hammer to Marquez over from Camp Drybone, and apparently there's a merchant who sells such things. So we'll see if they are willing to accommodate our request. Because yeah, if I look at the map, it's not going to necessarily show right visually where this person who sells this sort of thing could be, but I believe it will be the merchant and mender. Because yeah, there's usually a fair share of such people in the Realm Reborn in villages like Camp Drybone. It wouldn't be the junkmonger. So let's look around. Oh yeah, I'm as far as I can go. Alright, yeah, the shop is further south. Perhaps in here is the person we seek. Yeah, shopkeep. This might be the person we require. No, you're not him. Okay, I have to say I'm surprised. Okay, but then where's the merchant and mender? Because yeah, there's usually supposed to be one such individual in every village. Well, this is awkward. Of course, it would help if things were also appear more quickly, but considering I have a lower speed modem than most, it might not be the way I was hoping for, because, yeah, you would think the merchant and mender would be over here. Let's talk to the junkmonger. No, of course he doesn't have it. Well then, it says, yeah, it can be He claims it can be purchased from the merchants at Camp Drybone if only they were where I acquired them. I mean, maybe over here? Yes, here you are! Boy, you are hard to find. So we want to go to Field Gear and purchase a bronze ornamental hammer if he sells any. Purchase tools. Bronze ornamental hammer. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, you can also craft one if you are a blacksmith. I have blacksmith crafting with my first avatar. And so I can attribute personal experience to knowing that you can create a bronze ornamental hammer if you are a blacksmith. So, what we need to do now is present Marquez with the tool he requires. So let's continue sprinting and make our way back to the Church of Saint Adama Landama as the sun begins to set. Alright, Brother Marquez. Lanza, step out of the way. I can convert the Alabic into a makeshift oven, but only once you've brought me that hammer. Well, that I can accommodate for you. Here you go, brother. Thank you, Edie. It shan't take more than a day, I believe. It's strange. I know I must have learned these skills long ago, but I haven't the foggiest when and where that was. Oh, really? Well, while we ponder that mystery, let's see if we can take anything that is of the... Nope, doesn't look like it, because of course I'm not a gladiator or a marauder, so I can't equip that, so we're going to take the 2000 gil. And we gained another experience level and are now up to 36, and also gained the trait Exhilarate. That will enhance my Invigorate and how much TP I can gain from it whenever I have to use it. So, since Marquez has the next mandatory quest, let's go ahead and take it. Level 35 entitled, You Can't Take It With You. Marquez has a personal request to make of you. Excuse me, Edie. Do you have a moment? It concerns this broken horloge which was found in the pocket of a man brought here for burial. There is something familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if I tinker with the device it will come to me. However, I lack the proper tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Uldar in my stead to obtain a ballpoint chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. If you are willing to do this, please note that as they are uncommon tools, you may need to visit the Goldsmith's Guild and browse the markets in order to find them. Alright, that we can do. Alright, so... since we have to go to Uldar and that will require me to do some warping, I will take a quick time out and meet you guys over in Uldar, where we will try and find the tools we require. So, be right back. Okay, so we have made it back to Uldar, and so now we're standing in front of the Goldsmith's Guild, so it's here where we can find our first of two specific items that Brother Marquez wants us to obtain, so let's speak with Memedesu. A ballpoint chisel? Why yes, we happen to have a surplus of that particular tool. By all means take one if you so desire. And not a request if you don't mind me saying, it has a very limited number of applications. Well... I don't know. I mean, I guess that kind of sounds weird. So, over the fastest way to get over there... Alright, well, it wouldn't take that much time to just run over there. And hey, I mean, I guess it makes sense for me to just run it out because of the fact that we can just simply warp back to where we need to go in a moment. Just make sure I know I'm going. Yeah, let's just make sure that I know I'm going as I run right, smack my face right into a wall. Yes, indeed. But at least the music is nice and tranquil here in Uldar during night time. Yeah, I kind of like the music at nighttime. I think I have mentioned this before in a previous episode where I prefer the music at night here in Uldar compared to the music during the day. Right, Saint Goat has our needle-nose pincers, apparently. Welcome, welcome. What a discerning... My word, did you say needle-nose pincers? You must be a skilled craftsman indeed. Please, take this pair as a gift. By the by, do you have representation here in the exchange? If not, I would be most interested in discussing a partnership. Well, that'll have to wait till another time because we now need to go back over to Camp Drybone. So, let's just go over there right now. Make a quick run back over to Eastern Thanlin, back over to Camp Drybone, and let Brother Marquez know that we have his highly coveted ballpoint chisel and needle-nose pincers. He must have been a very skilled craftsman back in the day to want to have the use of such items. But what would drive him to abandon that in favor of the cloth, I wonder? Well, we'll find out eventually, actually, because we're going to need his assistance quite a bit over the course of the next few episodes. And in fact, he's going to be playing an important role in the remainder of this LP. And Brother Marquez will be very instrumental towards our future success in the remainder of this game, as far as completing the main story is concerned. So, we'll certainly have to do everything we can to ensure that he can help us out to the utmost of his abilities. So, we make our way now, returning to the grounds of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Let's give Marquez the tools he requires. Have you brought me the tools I've requested? Yes, here are your ballpoint chisel and needle-nose pincers. Are these satisfactory to you? Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. And so, a moment later... It was thrown out. Though I repaired the device easily, the sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how? How did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. And that'll be very important later on. But pardon me, Edie, this was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Eleanor. The man who once owed it is currently in her care, and I think it best that it be returned to him. And so, we take the piece back. So, let's bestow the horloge back to Eluned, who is actually not all that far away. So, Sister Eluned. Good evening to you, sir. Have you come to pay your respects to this man? Well, to some extent. Never before have I seen such a queer device. You say that it measures the passing of time? I guess in this day and era, in the realm Reborn, watch would be very much a novelty. Yeah, and the word queer is used too much, I find. Mayhap they are more common in Garlemald? I am given to understand that its cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Yeah, well, said amazing technologies served as a catalyst for the calamity, sister. Marquez said that they belonged to the deceased. Oh dear, you don't suppose that the owner might have been a Garlean spy? It may behove us to notify the authorities in Camp Drybone. But mayhap more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. Well, we'll know about that eventually. With the task completed, Ilkum has our next challenge. Well, let's target Ilkum, and I should withdraw my chocobo. It served its purpose. And it is kind of running interference in the camera. So let's speak with Ilkum and take her level 35 challenge entitled A Tall Drink of Aqua del Sol. Ilkum would like to offer succor to the priests at the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Excuse me, Edie, you don't know me, but I've observed you assisting the priests with their work. I too would like to offer what succor I might. Since tending the lead shard in this heat can quickly sap one's energies,
perhaps a restorative drink made to combat fatigue would be ideal. Of course, Aqua del Sol! That will surely do the trick! To make it, I would need a freshly caught Brazo del Sol. I've not the skill at arms to slay a wild Sabotendo del Sol, but you do, so... You need only go as far as the spring east of Camp Drybone. The beasts are often sighted in that vicinity. If you brought me one of their arms, I could make enough Aqua del Sol for everyone.
Just an arm, huh? You better hope like a crab that its arm grows back. Yeah, how's that for a pleasant thought? Yes, indeed. Give me an arm and I'll give a drink to everyone who needs it. Yes, what a comfortable thought. And for those who aren't familiar, Sabotenders are enhanced versions of Cactuars in this game. So, we are simply going to fight a Cactuar and beating it up in order to take one of its arms, apparently. Apparently, the sister just only needs an arm and not the whole body. But who am I to judge a person's needs for the use of cacti? So we interact with the destination. Now this challenge is going to be a bit trickier because of the fact that it's not really surprising to anyone, but since these things do fight like Cactuars, they will have the most prominent ability that Cactuars use, 1,000 needles, which, if you are in the way of that attack, will cost you exactly 1,000 points of health. So, make it a point, when you see 1,000 needles to show up, to get out of the range of the attack, or else it will very much cost you the battle. Just stay free and clear and you will be fine. There's nothing too distressing about this battle, as long as you stay out of the way when you are required to do so. And with that, the Sabotender del Sol is down. We get its Brazo del Sol, and we can now give it to Ilkum, so let's get back on my Chocobo and make a quick mad dash back over to Saint Adama Landama. Yeah, we're definitely going to be ping-ponging here quite a bit in this episode, and we've already done that quite a bit already. Let's make sure I stay high up, because there's no point for me to drop back down. And it's not easy to see things in the dark, especially since I have a TV that constantly shifts between bright and dark brightness in the TV. Don't understand why that happens, but I have to play the game the way it's situated for me. So, Ilkum.
Have you considered my request, Edie?
I have. Is this sufficient for you?
I never imagined that you would return so quickly. Thank you so much. It's an incredibly simple beverage to prepare, if you would wait but one moment. There. This should serve as a sample of... Wait, don't drink it! I mean, I was hoping you might give the first flask to Marquez on my behalf.
Yeah, what am I doing wanting to drink the Brazo del Sol?
Of course I intend to provide it to everyone with a flask eventually. It's just that Marquez is so... He's such a hard worker, don't you think?
Well, he's certainly proven his worth in salt, as Miss Ishtola would put it. Marquez? Oh, Edie, what is it? Well, you're being offered a beverage. For me? Thank you.
Was that the girl who...
No, it couldn't have been her. Well, it was, actually. I appreciate Ilkum's kind gesture, but Father Iliad is in far greater need of this juice. His work places great strain on his body and soul, yet he continues to neglect his health. Well, unfortunately, he's not going to get the beverage because our quest is completed. We're coming up on 30 minutes, so I'm going to take one more. We're going to take one more challenge before calling it a day here. Alright, Elenued has a level 35 challenge entitled Bringing Out the Dead. Sister Elenued is staring at you with great sadness in her eyes. Well, if Bringing Out the Dead is any indication, I can only wonder.
I recognize you now, Edie. Allow me to express my deepest condolences for those who lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are presently being removed from the Waking Sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you to find closure.
So yeah, we now have to go back to the Waking Sands, so we're going to make it a point to do that right now. So we might as well take care of this unenviable task in this episode today. So I will join you guys back in the Waking Sands in a moment. Okay, so we have returned to Vesper Bay and the Waking Sands, so now lies the responsibility of taking part in this unfortunate task. Let's speak to the shopkeep here.
Hey, you don't look like one of them church fellas. Not that'll turn you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's come to claim them, so off to the lich yard they go. Be thankful you didn't have to go inside and see the carnage for yourself. It was the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. God's damned imperials.
Well, actually, I did see it.
I saw the aftermath anyway. I don't know what cruel way they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, I ain't seen you around here before. Or do you just have one of them faces? Ah, never mind. Any road, there's a carriage come to hold the bodies to the lich yard out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to load up, but seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I am of a mind to leave the remainder to you. Might want to cover your nose while you work. Some of these folks are starting to turn.
Yeah, how cool is that? So yeah, these are 4 of them. So we gotta take these 4 with us. And you can take them all at one time. You do not have to keep going back and forth. In fact, you are required to start by taking a set of the first 4, and then you have to come back and take the second set of 4. So, gather up your first 4 fallen scions. Yeah. Ones that we perhaps never even really knew who they were, because of course our fixation was on helping out Lady Minfilia, Thancred, Eden Papalimo, and Ishtola. So we gotta come over here to the coachman and let him know we have the bodies for him. Well, the first 4 anyway.
What happened to the big fella? Oh, forget it. Just bring the next batch and toss him in the back. Ain't like they'll complain if you're rough.
Oh, that's pretty cold.
Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in one trip? Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then.
Yeah, I'm still honestly trying to figure out how the heck I was able to carry 4 at the same time. Kind of confusing and kind of awkward. How can you carry 4 bodies at once? I mean, you could if you were a Rogadin like Bloodbath or McBallin, sure, but as for me, I mean, I don't know how I'm doing it. And so, let's take the final 4. Yeah, these guys definitely did not come from the Elite 8 and the Sweet 16. Absolutely not. And it ends with, of all things, a sylph. Likely Noraxia. Because, of course, she was among those who lost her life in the attack as well. So, yeah, I could use Sprint, but we need to demonstrate a sense of respect here for having to carry 8 corpses from point A to point B.
Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age.
Well, calm down there, and yeah, it does say Noraxia's corpse, so it is among those.
That should be all of them, thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the lich yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them that our work here is done.
And so, that is what we shall do. So, with that, back over Camp Drybone to take care of the dirty work. Yeah, it certainly has not been a very good last couple of days for the members of the Scions of the 7th Dawn. Pretty much virtually wiped out. We know that Lady Minfilia has been kidnapped, and we know not what's become of Urianger, of Eden Papalimo, of Thancred, or Ishtola. I mean, we know what happened to Ishtola, We were speaking with her when we completed the battle against Titan. But did she remain in La Nosea, or did she return to the Waking Sands and she also end up being a part of this unfortunate situation? Well, definitely a lot of questions and so far not many answers as far as the whereabouts and well-being of the remaining Scions. So all we can really do is come to Elenoed. It's a difficult name to pronounce.
I see that you decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Vesper Bay arrived not long ago, and we have begun preparing your comrade's burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that, for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect, and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thol's realm.
And so, with that challenge now completed, can we take anything? As usual, no. It's just a money grab. So, we will take Enoed's next challenge next time. It's because we've already gone past half an hour, and so we've already accomplished quite a bit to help out the people of Saint Adama Landama, and also help bring peace to the bodies of our departed brother and sister Scions. So, with that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. And when I join you again, we will continue on with the tasks required of us here at Saint Adama Landama, and we will also take care of something that is actually back over at Vesper Bay and will lead us to another new challenge for us. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Navora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.